You enter quietly. No greetings, no warmth, just silence, thick, watchful, hostile. In this world, goodness is not protection. Goodness is a mark. It draws the crowd. The gentle become prey. Kindness makes you visible. Softness makes you a target. They do not reward it. They circle. They test for cracks. They find them. They use them. You offer kindness. They take more. You forgive. They forget. You explain. They hear weakness. Machiavelli warned us. To be only good is to be destroyed. A man who wishes to make a profession of goodness in everything is bound to come to ruin among so many who are not good. This is not a world of saints. This is a world of masks. The rare survive by choice. They wear kindness when it suits them. They refuse when it is a trap. You must learn this. Goodness must never be endless, never be demanded. Never be blind. If you are tired of being erased, if you are ready to set your law, subscribe now. The gentle stand out. They are easy to find. Their faces are open. Their words are soft. They hope for kindness in return. The crowd sees them. It senses safety. It senses an easy win. A gentle soul attracts the wolves. Goodness becomes a scent in the air. People ask for favors. They demand more. They cross lines. They test limits. They push further. The kind say yes. They give again. They want peace. They want approval. They do not want conflict. But each yes takes something. It takes time. It takes strength. It takes respect. Soon there is nothing left. Machiavelli knew this. He wrote, "The man who is always good will come to ruin." He saw how crowds use the gentle. They drain them, then they move on. The world does not protect the endlessly kind. It does not remember their sacrifice. It only remembers who set the law. If you want to endure, learn when to say no. Learn to be rare. Virtue sounds noble. It looks pure. People praise it. They say it is strength, but the truth is colder. Virtue, if rigid, becomes a chain. It is easy to predict. It is easy to trap. Those who are always good can be used. Their moves are obvious. You give without question. They expect more. You forgive every time. They test your limits. You explain your choices. They hear surrender. The crowd studies you. They know you will bend. They know you want peace. They know you fear conflict. This is the real power of a leash. Machiavelli did not trust rigid virtue. He wrote, "A wise ruler ought not to keep faith when by doing so it would be against his interests." For him, survival is the highest law. Virtue must be a choice, not a prison. If you let virtue rule you, you lose control. Others set your path. They call it doing the right thing. But it is about their comfort, not your survival. Flexibility is power. A true leader knows when to bend and when to refuse. The rare are not chained by their own goodness. They decide when to show it and when to withdraw. This is how they endure. If you feel trapped by your own virtue, you are not alone. Learn the lesson. Virtue should serve you, not control you. The rare keep the leash in their own hands, never the crowd's. Kindness is seen as a gift. People say it is beautiful. They claim it changes lives. But watch what happens when kindness is expected. It stops being a gift. It becomes a demand. People begin to count on it. They take it for granted. They want more every time. They feel owed. The rare know this feeling. The world asks for kindness, again and again. Kindness becomes a tool, a way to control you. The crowd pushes you to give more. If you say no, they call you cold. If you say yes, they drain you. You become the helper. You become the fixer. Your own needs vanish. Their problems become your problems. You start to disappear. Machiavelli saw this game. He warned, men are ungrateful, fickle, false, cowardly, covetous. He understood kindness can be used against the giver. The crowd is never satisfied. They always want another favor, another yes. The rare do not let kindness become a trap. They decide when to give. They do not explain. They do not beg for understanding. They withdraw kindness when it's expected. They protect themselves. If your kindness is being used, step back. Notice who asks and who takes. Notice who stays when you stop giving. Protect your value. Let your kindness be your choice, not their tool. The world watches, it looks for signs, it studies your face, it listens to your words. What you appear to be matters most. People want to see goodness, they want comfort, they want calm. If you appear gentle, they feel safe. They lower their guard. But appearing good is not the same as being good. This is the first law of survival. Machiavelli wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." He saw that masks protect you. A mask can open doors. A mask can keep you safe. The rare know how to use the mask. They show kindness when it suits them. They hold back when it is dangerous. They understand that power comes from control of words, of expression, of presence. If you show all your heart, you risk it. If you share all your truth, you lose protection. The rare do not reveal everything. They are careful. They are patient. They wait for the right time. Some will call this deception. But it is survival. It is self-respect. The world is quick to judge, slow to help. You must master your own image. If you want to last, learn this art. Appear good, but never let them see your whole plan. Keep a part of yourself hidden. Let them wonder. Let them chase the truth. The rare are always just out of reach. Masks are not lies. Masks are protection. The world demands your truth, but the world does not deserve it. You must learn when to show and when to hide. Machiavelli taught this law. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. A mask is your shield. It covers your pain. It guards your plans. Appear strong, even if you are tired. Appear calm, even when shaken. Show kindness, but hold your boundaries. Let them see what you choose. Keep your power behind your eyes. The rare are masters of the mask. They move through the crowd untouched. They give nothing away. They speak little. They let silence do the work. A mask confuses attackers. It unsettles rivals. They never know your next move. They guess. They fear what they cannot read. You must maneuver carefully. Share your plans with no one. Let your actions surprise. Let your silence unsettle. Some will call you cold. Let them. Their words are noise. Your mask is law. Deception is not always evil. Sometimes it is the only defense. The rare do not use it to harm. They use it to endure. They use it to survive. If you want to stay rare, master your mask. Move quietly. Keep your truth close. Let your legend grow in silence. The world hates cruelty. It fears hard choices. People talk of kindness but turn away from pain. They want comfort, not correction. Yet sometimes mercy is a lie. Machiavelli saw this clearly. A prince must not mind incurring the charge of cruelty for the purpose of keeping his subjects united and faithful. He knew that real care means facing truth. Sometimes to save many one must act hard. Sometimes a quick pain prevents lasting damage. To the rare, cruelty is not a goal. It is a tool. It is discipline when chaos threatens. It is distance when the weak drag others down. It is a lesson given in silence. You see someone slipping. You warn them once. You see them betray trust. You walk away. They call it heartless, but it is necessary. Kindness without limit destroys order. Mercy without boundaries erases respect. If you rescue every mistake, you teach others to never grow. If you never punish, you teach others to ignore the law. The rare do not enjoy being cruel. They take no pleasure in pain. But they know when the moment demands steel. They act without rage. They correct without noise. This is the other face of care. Hard choices protect the whole. Short pain saves from ruin. Sometimes coldness is real compassion. To be rare, you must know when to hold back your mercy. You must choose the difficult path. This is how legends endure. Forgiveness is praised. People call it noble. They say it heals. But few speak of its cost. Few admit the dangers that come with endless mercy. If you forgive every wrong, people stop fearing your limits. They learn you will always take them back. They break rules. They cross lines. They expect you to let it go. Your words lose weight. Your boundaries fade. Apologies become routine. Mistakes repeat. The cycle never ends. Machiavelli warned against this. He saw the risk in mercy without measure. A leader who forgives every betrayal is not respected. He is used. He is seen as weak. He becomes a door that never closes. Endless forgiveness erases your power. It makes you invisible. The rare know this law. They forgive with care. They do not forget the lesson. They do not accept repeated wounds. When you always pardon, you teach others your pain does not matter. You teach them their actions have no price. The crowd learns to ignore your standards. The rare forgive once. They warn twice. After that, they walk away. They let silence finish what words cannot. This is not cruelty. It is self-respect. If you give mercy, give it wisely. Let forgiveness mean something. If it is endless, it loses value. If it is rare, it shapes respect. Protect your limits. Let your standards stand. Kindness has power, but power fades when it is always given. If you give and give, people expect more. They see kindness as endless. They stop thanking you. The rare do not allow this. They understand value. Kindness must be strategic. It must be chosen, not automatic. Too much generosity becomes invisible. The world is full of takers. They watch for easy givers. They learn who never says no. Soon your yes means nothing. Your gift becomes routine. Machiavelli knew this danger. He warned that generosity without limit destroys respect. If you are generous, people expect it. If you withdraw, they turn against you. So the rare create scarcity. They give less, but it means more. When you pull back, people notice. They remember your help. They value your time. Kindness once withdrawn creates longing. Presence once missed becomes legendary. Withdraw to increase value. Hold your kindness. Let the world miss your presence. Let people earn your yes. Respect grows when kindness is rare. You are not cold. You are not selfish. You are protecting your value. Strategic kindness makes you unforgettable. Never let the crowd set the price. Let your scarcity teach them respect. Boundaries are protection. They are your invisible shield. Most people draw them with words. They explain. They plead. They hope for understanding, but words are soft. They are easy to challenge. Arguments invite debate. Explaining gives the crowd a chance to push harder. Each answer weakens your stand. The rare choose silence. Their boundaries are set cold. No speech, no warning, a look, a pause, a closed door. Machiavelli saw this wisdom. He wrote, "Men in general judge more by the eye than by the hand. Let them see your refusal. Let them feel your absence. You do not owe explanations. You do not need to soften your law." A boundary set in silence is hard to cross. It unsettles the crowd. They sense you cannot be moved. Those who argue appear unsure. Those who stay silent seem certain. People test your line once, then remember it forever. If someone crosses you, correct with silence. Withdraw your presence. Let absence be your answer. This is not cruelty. This is clarity. Cold boundaries teach respect. They say, "My law is not for sale. Protect your space without noise." The rare are known for their silence. It is the strongest line they draw. Shame is silent. It moves in glances. It hides in whispers. The crowd knows how to use it. They have used it for centuries. Shame is not about truth, it is about control. It keeps the many in line, it punishes difference, it targets the rare. When you stand apart, they notice. They watch for any slip, a mistake, a refusal, a sign you will not bow. They use jokes that sting. They use questions that doubt. They use silence to make you uneasy. All these are weapons. All aim to break your will. Machiavelli saw this law. He knew the crowd feared the rare. Anyone who will not kneel becomes a threat. So they use shame as their shield. It is not justice, it is fear. Most people obey it, they shrink, they apologize, they try to fit in, but every time they bend, they erase a piece of themselves. The rare do not obey shame. They see the pattern, they let silence hang. They let the shame pass by. When the crowd grows loud, stay silent. When they try to shame, hold your ground, never explain, never kneel. Let your indifference be your defense. Shame loses power when you do not react. The rare refuse to carry what is not theirs. Their strength is a mirror. It makes the crowd face their own fear. Defense is surrender. Explanations are weakness. Most people rush to justify. They want to be understood. They believe it will protect them, but every word is a crack. Each reason you give is a discount on your value. Defending yourself invites the crowd to judge you. It makes you look unsure. It makes you look weak. The rare stay silent. They hold their ground. Their presence answers every question. They let the silence weigh on the room. People sense their confidence. Machiavelli knew this law. He wrote, "The more sand has escaped from the hourglass of our life, the clearer we should see through it." The rare do not waste time on explanations. They know the crowd is never satisfied. If you defend, you hand over your power. If you explain, you lower your price. You allow others to decide your worth. This is a mistake. When you are challenged, pause. Say nothing. Let your silence speak for you. Let your actions be your answer. Defenders are ruled. The rare become the rule. Never defend. Never explain. Let your law stand, cold and final. The world learns quickly. Those who never justify are never erased. The world remembers legends, but not for their endless kindness, not for being saints. Legends are remembered for using virtue as a tool, never as a leash. History is full of rare leaders. Elizabeth I wore a mask of grace. She smiled at rivals, she spoke with calm. Yet she made ruthless choices when threatened. Her kindness had edges. Abraham Lincoln is praised for empathy, but he chose war when the nation needed strength. He bent the law. He suspended rules. He saved a country, not by being endlessly good, but by being effective. Machiavelli knew this. A ruler must appear good, but he must act for survival. He wrote, "It is necessary for a prince to be able not to be good, and to use this ability or not according to necessity." Real leaders understand. Virtue is a mask. Mercy is a weapon. Decisions are made with cold hands. A soft heart, but a hard law. The rare do not seek to be liked. They seek to endure. Their reputation is earned through difficult choices, through lines drawn in stone. If you want to last, study the legends. They used kindness, but they held a knife behind the back. That is why they are remembered. Be rare. Be ready. Let your virtue serve your law, not destroy it. Indifference is a wall. It is the rarest shield. Most people react. They show anger. They show pain. They defend their goodness with noise. The crowd looks for cracks. They want to see you flinch. They want emotion. They want you to beg for approval. They feed on reaction. The rare do not give it. They remain silent. Their face is unreadable. Their eyes are calm. Nothing is revealed. Machiavelli saw this power. He knew the world respects what it cannot shake. He wrote, "Men in general judge more by the eye than by the hand. What they see is strength. What they cannot move, they fear. Indifference starves attackers. It drains their energy. Rumors die when you don't respond. Insults lose power when you don't react. Drama ends at your silence. This is not cruelty. It is self-mastery. You do not owe the world your feelings. You do not need to answer every challenge. Indifference teaches respect. It sets you apart. It leaves the crowd guessing. It builds your legend. Wear indifference like armor. Let your calm unsettle. Let your silence speak. The rare do not chase approval. They stand alone, unbothered, untouchable. This is the final armor. Absence creates power. Scarcity makes value. What is always present is ignored. What is rare is remembered. The crowd forgets the constant. They remember what disappears. When you are always available, people stop noticing you. Your kindness, your time, your help. They blend into the background. You become part of the noise. The rare do not linger. They know when to step away. They withdraw before they are forgotten. They leave at their peak. Their absence creates longing. Their silence becomes legend. Machiavelli knew this truth. He wrote, "Absence diminishes little passions and increases great ones." When you vanish, people wonder. They question what they lost. Your name grows sharper in their minds. Scarcity is strategy. Show up only when it matters. Offer your presence like a gift. Let them feel your loss. Let them miss what they once took for granted. Withdrawing is not weakness, it is discipline. It builds value with every step away. It turns your presence into an event. If you want to be rare, learn the art of leaving. Leave when they still want more. Let absence speak for you. Let your silence echo in the room. The world will always want more. But the rare are remembered because they knew when to disappear. That is how legends are born. Power is costly. It asks for sacrifice. Most try to hold on to goodness. They want to be liked. They want to be seen as fair. But hard moments arrive. The crowd turns, a friend betrays, a rival plots, a crisis unfolds. Machiavelli saw these moments. He wrote, "A wise ruler ought never to keep faith when by doing so it would be against his interests." Loyalty to goodness can become a trap. Survival may demand the opposite. The rare know when to break the law of goodness. They watch the room. They sense the shift. When danger rises, they act. Fast, cold, final. Sometimes this means saying no. Sometimes it means breaking a promise. Sometimes it means letting someone go, not for pleasure, but for legacy. A legend does not win by kindness alone. He wins by choosing the hard path. He pays the price. He endures the blame. You cannot save everyone. You cannot please the crowd. If you want to endure, if you want to leave a mark, you must know when to set goodness aside. Power is built on these choices. Legacy is earned by those who refuse to be trapped. Break the law when you must. Do it without apology. The rare are remembered not for endless virtue, but for knowing the price and paying it. The world forgets the gentle. It erases those who only give. It moves past the endlessly kind. Only the rare remain. Only the bold are remembered. Machiavelli taught survival. He showed the law behind every mask. He taught that virtue is a tool, not a leash. The rare use both faces. They choose when to show light. They do not fear the shadow. To become legend, you must master the dark side of goodness. Set your price. Hold your standard. Withdraw when you must. Speak with silence. Protect your power. Let others beg for approval. Let them explain, defend, and kneel. You were born for more. You were born to lead. The world will test your law. It will try to shame you. It will demand your endless mercy. Do not bend. Do not chase. Remember, absence creates value. Indifference creates legend. If you are ready to stop being erased, if you are ready to join the rare, subscribe now. Step beyond the ordinary. Refuse the leash. Master both faces. Write your own legend, and let the world remember your law.